distinguished people who have come around. I want to thank the keynote speaker, who is the youngest person on the 6th floor. I don't know if any other person who turned 60 other than this young. He's the youngest person on the 6th floor, Dr. Ike Choke, my dear brother. Thank you so much. You've been introduced, but I'd like to appreciate the chairman of the organized private sector in Enugu. He's the chairman of the board of trustees of Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. When he was the president of ESIMA, he dynamically improved the structure and purpose and governance of the Chamber of Commerce. And we are glad to have him as the chairman of the board of trustees, Sir Rob Amato. Thank you so much. It's my senior brother, so we should know. And I want to thank Dr. Sam Ogunogo. Thank you so much. Architect Profemi, let me call him the way I call him in private. The managing director of Shelter Africa was, managing director of Family Homes Fund has been, international consultant, architect, project manager, and all we can never talk about. He didn't just say he would come, he came in yesterday and was with me and discussing. I want to thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you, my dear brother, Dr. Mekene. Thank you for coming around and cutting short their program to be here and rushing off. I want to thank also Pascal for coming all the way from Melbourne. People say the event started today. It didn't start today, it started yesterday. We had a business masterclass, and Dr. Pascal, Prince Pascal Nucci, presented so much, which we are going to give to them on Friday. iPads, so many other gifts that to the business people to enable them to do the business they are doing. So, Prince Pascal would like to welcome you and thank you so much for coming. I want to thank my dear friend, the powerhouse of African housing, Barrister Festus Adebayo. Thank you so much. My dear brother, Osonde, the Bishop of Methodist Church, thank you. If I say all this thank you and I don't say one thank you, the size of my meat in my house will reduce. And so many other things will happen, and you know what I mean. I want to thank God for my dear wife, and as we look at the address, we will see why the name Amadeo came from her. Amadeo means lover of God or for the love of God. And that was the name of her foundation, which I borrowed from her for the Amadeo initiatives. And she willingly gave it. Her name is Chinelo. Chine. Thank you so much. If you can scan the brochure, or if you have a copy of it, you see my address right there on page 14. There. I'm not going to read the whole address, but one of the interesting things that I've always spoken to is the fact that I would like to welcome everybody. In 2001, I was sitting as a young man at Nike Lake when we were celebrating the 70th birthday of Chief Gabriel Okike, the father of Valentino. Everybody was there drinking, enjoying themselves, but there was a transaction going on between me and God Almighty. I saw the number of men that man trained, and they were all wearing white and they were surrounding him. Some of them have become bigger than him in the business world. But the most interesting aspect of it was the fact that it was through the instrumentality of that man that these ones became who they are. God used him to build their lives. And I desire to do the same thing for my life. And I desire to say, God, I would like to, when I'm like this man, I will be able to have impacted lives. And I heard in my spirit, man, clearly, my son, you have 30 years more. You are 40. I was 40 then. You have 30 years to think, write, and execute what will be written about you when you get to that age. So start being intentional, purposeful about that. This encounter on that Nike Lake in 2001 is what has shaped the direction of my life since then. And that is about 24 years ago. So, and I'm fortunate to have in my house with me as my life partner somebody who agrees with it and who is also getting ministrations on how to do a number of all this. And we are grateful. So, Amadeo Event Center started in 2021, the event center itself, and then we decided in 2022 that we'll start with the Business Summit. As you can see, when you see Amadeo Business Summit, it says connecting minds, leading change. So the purpose of Amadeo Business Summit is to connect minds and to lead change. Change that will dynamically change positively the socioeconomic aspect of our life. And that is what we have done. The 2022 edition started with Dare to be Different, which was challenging all of us to be different in the various things that we do. And we went on to unveiling their inner capacities in 2023. And by 2024, the third edition, we are dealing with transposition of interest in tandem with the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. When you make God's interest your interest, when you seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, other things shall be added unto you. So transposition, make the interest of God. And the interest of God and his thought for us is that we shall be able to be used by him to change the lives of the next person. And as we do that, he will be changing our mind. And that was what we dealt with last year. And this year, when we were ruminating over what will be the theme for this year, we decided that we foresaw that the socioeconomic environment will be quite challenging. And we decided to change the theme to make it to be that this theme will be thriving in times like this. Something happened to me some 3 weeks ago or thereabout. I was supposed to drive myself from Chicago to Green Bay. I went to my iPhone and Googled the travel time, and it gave me 5 hours, 20 minutes. And I asked my daughter, who were staying in her house, and I asked, how long? He said it's 3 hours, 15 minutes. I was shocked. Why could there be a 2-hour gap between the travel time as shown by my iPhone and the travel time that was shown by hers? But I kept quiet. I was distressed when I saw 5 hours. 3 hours I can manage to drive. I have been driving 6 hours, 7 hours, but as at that time, I wasn't feeling strong enough to be able to do 5 hours. So I was undergoing stress. So a day to the day again, I asked her, how many hours do you say we are traveling? Really driving time from Chicago to Green Bay. She said 3.5 hours, 3 hours, 15 minutes. We are doing moderate speed. I said, okay. But my own is giving me 5 hours something. She said, no, it's 3 hours. I didn't want to argue. The following day, the day we were supposed to travel, I now gave her my iPhone. Said, this is what it's giving me. Can you work on it? So she went in and Googled it with my iPhone, and it gave her 5 hours, 20 minutes. But he said, Daddy, there is something wrong with the setting of your iPhone. So she went into the setting and found out that my iPhone, for whatever reason, was set to avoid tolls, paying toll on the highways. So my iPhone, by the setting of the iPhone, chose to go through rural roads that are toll-free, and therefore added 2 hours for me. And she reset it. After resetting it, so that we can pay tolls. And then she Googled it again, and my own phone now started giving 3 hours, 15 minutes. As I was thinking about that, it gave me a leeway into the understanding of thriving in times like this. By our natural makeup, in our businesses, in our life issues, we like to avoid paying the price for what we enjoy. The 2 hours will have stressed the car more, will have stressed me more. The 2 hours will have endangered my life more. And when I compared the cost of the toll that we paid and the 2 hours that we would have suffered if we didn't pay the toll, I found out that the comparison is less than 5% in my own estimation. Talking of the fuel, talking of the wear and tear on the car. The times we live in, that's why we chose to look at it and say that we need to recalibrate our mind. Amadeo Business Summit 4.0 started yesterday. We had a wonderful session on the masterclass, business masterclass, that was taken over by the brethren from Australia. Dr. Amadeo was the one that was sharing and teaching, while Prince Pascal supported. The winner will be given 3 million naira. The second person will be given 2, and the third person will be receiving 1 million, apart from iPad that will be given to other people. So it is not being done by Copen. We have a number of people who are contributing to make this happen. In the evening yesterday by 4 o'clock, we had the unveiling of art exhibitions. If you come here and finish without going downstairs to see some of the artworks, I've already booked 3 of those artworks because I know that if I buy them now by these young people, in the next 5 years, those artworks will be 10 times their value, even if you want to sell it. So I encourage you to go downstairs and unveil yourself. So 2 events have taken place. This is number 3, the opening ceremony. The third one will be tomorrow, called Amadeo Skills Day. We'll be having the keynote speaker, the Executive Secretary of National Board for Technical Education, will be here. We'll be unveiling what we are doing. Mr. Seth is here. Ogumbe is here. We are having the Construction Artisans Award, which we do every year in Abuja. I'm the chairman of the board of System, that is the organizers of Construction Artisans Award, apart from my role in Copen Academy. So we are doing the zonal and the state championship. All artisans, mason, carpenters, we are doing it in Abuja. Through System, we have trained over 30,000 artisans across the country. And I think you should clap. 30,000 is not a small thing. So in Enugu here, through Copen Academy, we've done about 3,000 so in conjunction with NECA and other agencies. So we'll be having Amadeo Skill Day tomorrow. Next tomorrow, being Thursday the 9th, we will have the Real Estate and Finance Day, where we will have Architect Femi Adewale to be the keynote speaker with other panelists. We are bringing the Managing Director of Federal Mortgage Bank will be here. The Minister for Housing and Urban Development will be here. The Executive Director of Murphy, Minister of Finance Incorporated, will also be here. They'll be making their presentations. They are going to be here with other industry stakeholders. We have cut that Thursday into 3 sections: how to own a home, the role of mortgage company, and the role of developers, so that we'll have an inclusive knowledge of the real estate ecosystem and the housing ecosystem. On Friday, the 10th, we will have the next event that will involve the SMEs, small and medium enterprises, that will be here to be able to do Dr. Ike Chioke, and we'll be inducting Dr. Emeka Ene into the Amadeo Fellows rank. Can we clap for them? By virtue of the support we receive from the people who are working with us in Amadeo Business Summit, the Amadeo Fellows are not expected to give anything. No, they should not. We told them we don't want you to give. What we want you to do is only one thing, that when we call upon you once or twice a year, you make your time available to nurture, mentor people. That's all we're asking. Make your time available. We need more of people who can inspire people. And that is why we have one-on-one with Amadeo Fellows. Some of them have indicated the time they will be available. There are people who have registered I want to meet this, my role model. I want to meet this icon. I want to meet them. So that is what we are asking for. And they have all agreed that every year they will make themselves available. Whether it is physical or virtual, we will make sure that they are available to nurture, inspire, mentor people. Those who they are going to mentor are now clapping. Also today, we're going to have the unveiling of the Wato. Wato Foundation is going to be unveiled today. Wato means we are the ones. And the full sentence is that we are the ones that we've been waiting for to make the difference we desire for ourselves and others. And some of them who are supposed to come in today, like Professor Zilo is not around, Professor Joy is Zilo, SAN. He was caught up with a program in Abuja. But here, if you turn to page 37, you will see the Board of Trustees of Wato Foundation. The chairman is already here, Very Reverend Professor Chinedu Ostademma Nebo, CON Mpong, the only Nigerian who has been, I know, 3-time Vice Chancellor of 3 universities. University of Nigeria, University of Oyekiti, University, and then University of the Niger, and former minister, and above all else, my uncle. So that's the greatest qualification as far as I'm concerned. And the secretary happens to be Professor Edith Mosu. Sir Robert Amwato is also a member. Chief Samuel Maduka Onyish of Peace Mass and the Maduka University is also a member. And then Dr. Ifan Yokoe Juhel. These 7 people are the members of the Wato Foundation, which will be unveiled today. And admission into Wato is by invitation only. You may desire, but somebody, a member, will have to put forth your name, give you the form you fill. And let me say something. The young man who has been working on this with me on Wato Foundation for about 2 years now, it was only yesterday that he was admitted after filling the form, and people say, we want him. So the standard is okay because the sacrifice will be much. The work is elite consensus for all of us. So today we'll be unveiling Wato. Let me conclude by saying that me, as I conclude, wish to thank the Almighty Father, Lord and Maker, for the opportunity of life He has given us to be alive today, and the privilege to be able to gather under this banner of Amadeo Business Summit. We also appreciate those who have assisted Amadeo Initiative and Amadeo Business Summit through their prayers, sacrifices of time and effort, and donations of resources towards the actualization of the Amadeo Initiative projects, of which this is one. We are grateful for your collaboration and support, which have strengthened our capacity to serve. It was Franz Fanon in his book, The Wretched of the Earth, who said, and I quote, each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill or betray it. My friends, we have one life to live. When we are gone, the value of our lives will be measured on the impact we had and the intangible legacy we have left behind. As Todd Henry reminds us in his book, Die Empty, do not go to your grave and carry inside of you the best that you have. Our cemetery is the richest land the whole world, because of millions of people have died, and they have carried away with them many valuable ideas that did not come to light or benefit others. All those ideas are buried in their graves. The most beautiful of what he says in Todd Henry's book is a call to choose. It's a choice to choose to die empty, and I want all of us to do so. The meaning of the expression to die empty of all the goodness that is within us is to deliver it to the world before we leave. If you have an idea, perform it. If you have knowledge, give it out. If you have a goal, achieve it. If you have resources, assist the less opportune. Love, share, and distribute. Do not keep it inside. Let it begin to give. Let's begin to give. Remove and spread every atom of goodness that you contain inside. Start the race now. Let us die empty. We are the ones that we've been waiting for to make the difference we desire for ourselves and others. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the numerous young men and women who set out their businesses to come and assist to do what we are doing today. I decided that instead of not putting them here, we must have a page for them as the local organizing committee. So many of them are big-time business people, but they said no. They said to me, Brogo. Some of them call me that, some call me other names, but I prefer Brogo. So they said, Brogo, we see what you are doing. We want to leave our business for this period and join you. You are not getting anything out of it. You are giving. We want to join you and give. I want to thank them. I want to thank Dr. Ike Chima. I want to thank Engineer Dogachus. I want to thank Dr. Chigi, Dr. Roque, Dr. Emeria, Samuel, Jasmine, Naza, Onyea. So the Maros I want to thank Adora. I want to thank Gloria. I want to thank Okenachi, Dr. Kachi, Mrs. Oge, Obi Nene, Chumemama, and so many who are not contained here. May God have your record in heaven and reward you accordingly in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
If your hands are not busy, can you put them together some more? I wanted to say thank you very much for that keynote address. But I know it's just a welcome, and it's because it comes from his heart. There is one thing that I picked from his message, and that's the meaning of the name of this summit. Very honestly, when I got invited and I saw on the letterhead that it was Amadeo, I asked myself, I said, this man is a reverend. Why will he name his conference after Amadeo? But thank God that you have helped us to correct it. I thought it was a short form of Amadeo, but it's Amadeo, and it's either Greek or Latin, and it's the lover of God. Thank you for that explanation. Thank you so much. Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I especially welcome one who is respected worldwide for his pedigree, an archdeacon of the Anglican Church, a renowned figure in the field of engineering, pioneer vice-chancellor of the University of the Niger, Anambra State, a pro-chancellor and chairman governing council of the Coal City University, Enugu, former vice-chancellor of the University of Nigeria, former vice-chancellor of the Federal University of Oyo-Ekiti, and former minister of Power, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, Professor Osita Dimma Chinedu Nebo. You're welcome. Thank you very much. It was after he became minister that we understood that there were demons in the power industry. But it took only a deacon and an engineer to be able to both use engineering to correct the infrastructural deficit and use his deacon and anointing to kill and scatter the demons. Please put your hands together for him. May I also specially welcome the Vice President, Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria Southeast and Group Managing Director of iConnect School, Pastor Engineer David Nwachuku. You're welcome. I'll also want to specially welcome the Group Managing Director of Mark Davidson Group, Vice President of the Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, Pastor Engineer Makwachukwu Chidebere. Please put your hands together for him. Also with us is the Chief Operating Officer of System, Construction Skills, Training, Empowerment, and Partnership, Mr. Seth Ogungbe. You're welcome, sir. Please put your hands together for him. So we are going to take a few speeches. The minister once invited me for the commissioning of a bridge. And I was standing there. His PA only managed to print one copy of his speech. And the minister had not read the speech before that day. We were standing on the bridge, and in between collecting the speech from his PA's hand and reading it, there was a bad wind that came and took the paper from his PA's hand. And the paper went straight into the river. I remember the minister had not read the speech before that day. So he looked at me, looked at his PA, and looked at the small gathering on top of the bridge, and he made the shortest ministerial speech ever. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, with my speech in the river, I hereby commission the bridge." And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a few goodwill messages. I'll invite first one who is a bridge connecting vision of value, a merchant of innovation, and one whose leadership is a currency backed by integrity and stamped with result. He's the Group Managing Director of Mark Davidson Group and Vice President of the Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, a marketplace leader and a builder of both spirit and structure. Let's welcome Pastor Engineer Makwachukwu Chidebere. Please put your hands together for him. Please, let's clap for him.
Good morning, everybody. I want to appreciate God for giving us the gift of men. And one of those persons he gave us as gift is Reverend Dr. Ugochukwu Chime, who has over the years had this mind to mentor young people, be a blessing to our generation, and kept striving to make sure that he dies empty. Even though he's not dying now, we still have over 60 more years to stay with him. And also for the gift of the wife, great woman. And I want to appreciate all the great people in this place. Our former president of the chamber, the former vice president of UNN, my good friend from the other side. Doc, thank you for coming to Enugu. And every other person that is here, you are welcome to Enugu. I want to say to all of us, all other protocols duly observed, none to Enugu State, the home of peace. And I want to start this goodwill message standing on behalf of our president, the president of chamber. But I want to start with one little story that I read from the good book and kept reading because it has so much to do with us. There was a time that some people were caged. They were trapped. There was famine in the country. Nobody could go out nor come in. In fact, it became so bad that the king personally said, I cannot help anybody. It was so bad that women were eating their children. And they depended on the droppings of birds to feed in that country. Nigeria hadn't got that bad. But something happened. 5 young men who were incapacitated were sitting by the city gate. They took one decision one morning. They said, if we go to the city, we will die of hunger. If we stay by this gate, we will still die of hunger. He said, but we have one little option. Let's go to the camp of the enemy. Peradventure, they may keep us alive. My Bible said they left at twilight to go to the camp of the enemies. And when they got there, they were like, let's be at their mercies. But by the time they got there, the people they were going to see had gone, they ran home. Now, as I was reading that place, he said they ran home at twilight. The same time they decided to go to the enemy's camp was the same time God sent signals and they ran away. The question is, why sit here and die? That was the question they asked. And that's why we came for Amadeo Business Summit. Because a man said, why do we sit here and complain about the economy? Why do we need to sit here and complain about government? Why don't we thrive in times like this? If there is a time to thrive in business, it's now. If there is a time to thrive in whatever you are doing, your career, it's now. Yesterday, it was interesting listening to the young man from Australia. It was life transforming. We saw that everything we ever needed to thrive in this time is already with us. All we need is to pull it out. So, I want to tell you that the remaining days and time we have here is for us to have a rethink, to thrive, even in times like this. You are welcome to Enugu. Relax. Enjoy all that you needed to enjoy here. Listen to every detail. And then by the time you are going to leave, you are not going to leave the same. Once again, no. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, let's give him another round of applause. We're still taking goodwill messages, and that is from a place of love. Permit me to bring also one who is a seasoned operations and program management executive with over 18 years of experience in driving organizational growth. He is the Chief Operating Officer of System. Let's welcome the Senior Consultant Project Operations, who has also gone ahead to transform System. Please put your hands together for him as we welcome Seth to do the honors. Please put your hands together for Mr. Seth Ogungbe.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, the convener, the keynote speaker, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I want to go straight to it. I know it's our time because when convener was speaking, when he's mentioning how much of impact we've been doing through his support and the support of our partners to train people. And I think he mentioned it lightly, but I can say the impact is very far-reaching. That time will not allow me to say much, but I hope tomorrow we'll be able to say something around that. To the convener and participant of the 4th Amadeo Business Summit, on behalf of System, we are delighted to extend our warm goodwill to the convener, partners, and participants of the 4th Amadeo Business Summit. We celebrate this milestone, 4 years of inspiring conversations and strategic connection. I remember I've been part of, this is the 3rd one, so I'm excited. I can see a progressive move each time I come here from Abuja. And it's very important that the team for this year is thriving in times like this. And like the phoenix that rises from difficult moments, we believe and we pray that businesses and individuals will rise from this summit better and be able to forge ahead. And this theme is not only timely, but deeply relevant. It reminds us that real progress is often forged in the crucible of challenges. And in the era marked by economic shift and uncertainties, the ability to adapt, innovate, and sustain growth defines the resilient spirit of today's entrepreneurs. At System, our mission resonates with this vision, and that's why we always make it very, very much important for us to be here. So we commend the convener and for this bold and purposeful initiative, and we applaud every participant who continue to invest in learning, collaboration, and innovation. May this fourth edition inspire the renewed hope, stronger partnership, and actionable strategies that move businesses from interactions or intentions to impact. Congratulations on another successful summit, and cheers to many more impactful editions ahead. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Well, thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Up next will be another keynote, another goodwill message. And this time, we will be welcoming the Vice President of REDAN, Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria Southeast, and the GMD of iConnect Schools. Please, let's welcome Pastor Engineer David Nwachukwu. Please put your hands together for him. Let's appreciate him. It will look like he's not coming from afar.
Thank you, MC. Good morning. The convener and our distinguished guests, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. This morning, I count it a privilege and honor to stand here from the Almighty God. And I'm standing in the shoe of my president, the president of Real Estate Developers Association, Prince Akitoye Adioye, who was supposed to be here this morning but was unavoidably absent for some strong reasons. He was out of the country for another assignment. On behalf of the association, we want to appreciate the convener, who happens to be our patron in the association and has led our association as the national president in the past, a strong pillar of Real Estate Developers Association. We are not surprised what is happening now. He chose to make his life a sacrifice to impact not just the Southeast, but the nation at large. And looking at today's event, the fourth edition of this Amadeo event, Amadeo Business Summit, one will wonder the kind of commitment and sacrifices that has gone into it. We appreciate your efforts. We know all the roles you have been playing in bringing up our people. May God bless you. I also appreciate the advisory board of this Amadeo Business Summit, who wrote us, men who have not rested, to see that lives are impacted. On this very particular venue, I'm aware that artisans are trained here from time to time, and they are still being trained. And at the end of the day, they will also be settled to start up something. We are very grateful. Thank you so much. And to all our guests and distinguished press who are represented here today, we are happy that you came. Enugu is a very wonderful place. And I know that before you leave Enugu this season, you'll be happy and glad that you visited Enugu. I saw our brother Festus and Femi on ground. We are happy that you came. Welcome once again. In the southeast here, no doubt you have seen that we are very receptive. And we believe, God, that you will not regret this visit. I know very well that this team for this edition, thriving at a moment like this, is very crucial considering the seasons we are in. And I urge every one of us who are present, please be prepared and get yourself set. I know that God is set for us. He will be able to take us where we want to be. Welcome to Enugu. Welcome to Amadeo 4th edition. Amadeo Business Summit 4th edition. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for him. We appreciate you. We are sure done with goodwill messages, but I know that a lot of us also have goodwill in our heart. We'll share with you an email to share in it, so that you can send your goodwill messages to our board, and they'll indeed acknowledge. But I want to thank one professor who's sitting at the back. He said I should not introduce him. We have many of them already seated. He was the one who took me first to a conference where we were trying to pick for Nigeria what English language to use, whether to use the British English or to adopt the American English. After 3 days of that conference, it was difficult to pick one. Because, for instance, in Britain, they will say extreme. In America, they will say end. But here we'll say extreme end. In Britain, they will say knicker. In America, they will say short. But here we'll say short knicker. In Britain, they will say salon. In America, they will say barber shop. But here we'll say barbing salon. In Britain, they will say bend. In America, they will say corner. But here we'll say bending corner. In Britain, they will say so. In America, they will say therefore. But here we'll say so therefore. In Britain, they will say still. In America, they will say yet. But here we'll say. In Britain, they will say should. In America, they will say in case. But here we'll say. In Britain, they will say reverse. In America, they will say turn back. But here we'll say reverse back. In Britain, they will say henceforth. In America, they will say from now on. But here we'll say from now, henceforth. In Britain, they will say tell me the reason. In America, they will say tell me why. But here we'll say tell me the reason. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the next person I'm about to invite will hopefully tell us the reason why. He will tell us one of the reasons why we're here. He's a professor and he knows it. When I first saw this thing, because I work mostly in the north, and I saw the word WATO, immediately I interpreted it as a Hausa word, WATO. And it means, it's just like an exclamation mark to say exactly before you say something. So WATO, I want to call up one of our board members, one of our fellows, who will tell us exactly what WATO means. Are we ready? So if he comes, he will share with us the true meaning of WATO. He's one who has really taught. He's a teacher of teachers and himself calls himself a scholar, but a student. A student not only of engineering, but also a student of the church. As an archdeacon in the Anglican Church, he's a renowned figure in the field of engineering, where his people have gone ahead to describe him both as one who opens mathematical solutions that other people found difficult to solve. The pioneer vice-chancellor of the University of Niger, Anambra State, the pro-chancellor and chairman governing council of the Cold City University, and former vice-chancellor of the University of Nigeria, former vice-chancellor of Federal University of Oyo-Ekiti, and former minister of power, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please put your hands together as I welcome His Excellency, Professor Ositadim Chinedu Nebo. Please let's clap for him, Nigeria's finest, our greatest contribution to the world. Please put your hands together especially for him as he comes us to talk to us about
Thank you so very much. I would like to start by expressing my profound gratitude for the privilege of being part of this. Amadeo Summit, Business Summit 4.0 is a fascinating thing that is happening. When I came just a few minutes ago driving from Onitsha, I was fascinated by what I saw outside. I said, this is it, and to God be the glory. So I share also my goodwill toward the convener and Amadeo Summit 4.0 from University on the Niger and Cold City University. God bless you all. But I'm here for another purpose, and that is to introduce WATO. We are the ones. So I will start my speech by observing protocol. The convener, the keynote speaker, fellows of Amadeo and members of the Board of Trustees of WATO, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, partners, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, this is a defining moment indeed. A moment that will be remembered not just as the unveiling of an institution, but also as the birth of a movement. WATO is designed to be a movement. Today we stand at the threshold of history. Today we declare with boldness and conviction that we are the ones. WATO, which means, or is an acronym for We Are the Ones, is more than a name. It is a declaration of responsibility. It is a call to action. It is a statement to ourselves, to Nigeria, to Africa, and to the world that the future is not something we wait for. The future is something we build. If we look back at our story or history as a people, one truth is undeniable. We have always been builders, traders, innovators, and dreamers. From the bustling markets of Onitsha, Aba, and Nnewi, to the factories, businesses, and enterprises run by our diaspora across Africa, Europe, and America, we have always had a spirit that refuses to be contained. But what has been missing? Structure, coordination, a collective platform. For decades, our strength has been expressed individually, sometimes in clusters, but rarely in a unified voice. And that is why Ndi Igbo say, Igwe Bike. That is what we have come to do at WATO, to realize that great thought and philosophy. Too often, our enterprises have been short-lived because succession was not planned. Too often, our markets have been local because we did not scale beyond our borders. Too often, our brilliance has been under-recognized because it was fragmented and scattered. With WATO, we are saying we will not only build business, but we will build legacies. We will not only compete locally, but we will dominate globally. We will not only dream individually, but we will organize collectively. And this is why we say we are the ones. We are not leaving it to anybody else. We are living in a world where the rules of prosperity are shifting almost at the speed of thought. The nations that rise are not those that wait for government policies alone, but those whose private sector organizes itself into powerful ecosystems that attract capital, influence trade, and create opportunities across borders. Look around the world. The rise of Asia was not government alone. It was private sector networks. The story of Silicon Valley is not just technology, it is collaboration and shared vision. The story of global brands is not chance, it is organization. So we must ask ourselves, who will write the African story? Who will shape the southeastern Nigeria story? Our answer must be clear, unshakable, and unambiguous. We are the ones. We are the ones who will organize. We are the ones who will innovate. We are the ones who will lead. We are the ones who will create a future where our children inherit institutions, not just memories or ambition. Our mandate is clear, precise, and bold. Business growth and sustainability. We will build companies that do not collapse when the founder is gone. Succession and leadership transition. Because every great business must pass from generation to generation. Trade expansion and global partnerships. Because our ambition must reach beyond the Southeast, beyond Nigeria, into Africa and into the world. Access to capital and investment, because great ideas die without finance, but we will build bridges between capital and creativity. Community wealth and impact, because prosperity that does not uplift communities is incomplete. These are not slogans. They are our blueprints. They are the very pillars on which WATO is built. But let me be clear. Membership in WATO is not casual. It is not for everyone. To join WATO is to embrace a covenant of excellence, a covenant of integrity, a covenant of shared prosperity. We demand of our members that We demand of our members what we demand of ourselves: to declare your values, to prove your authenticity, and to commit not just to taking opportunities, but to creating them for others, especially the younger generation. Because in Watto, we do not measure success only by what we achieve alone, but by the ecosystem of opportunity we build together. Why is now the moment for Watto? Because Africa is at the center of global attention. Africa is the bride that the whole world now seeks. The world is searching for new growth, new markets, and the African Continental Free Trade Area has made this continent one vast opportunity of 1.4 billion people. Because technology has collapsed borders, a business in Aba can now sell directly to a customer in Atlanta. A designer in Enugu can reach clients in Dubai. Because the Nigerian economy, especially the Southeast, needs structure, strategy, and networks more than ever before now. And because we know that if we do not seize this opportunity, we will be left behind. That is why we say with urgency and conviction, we are the ones. We are the ones. Not tomorrow, not someday, not someone else. Today, here, and now. Our aspiration is not to be the largest association by numbers. No way. Our aspiration is to be the most impactful. When you hear Watto, you must think of quality, precision, and trust, like the craftsmanship of Japan, the design excellence of Apple, the discipline of Switzerland. That is the standard we must embody. We aspire to be the platform through which business in the Southeast can scale globally. A member in Onitsha must be able to partner with another in London with confidence, with trust, and credibility. We aspire to create a culture where Watto project is a model of excellence, where every Watto member becomes a symbol of integrity, where every Watto initiative transforms lives. Ladies and gentlemen, trustees, partners, members, the responsibility is ours. To the trustees, I say, let us guard this vision with diligence and discipline. To the partners, I say, let us forge collaboration that matter, not just for profit, but for purpose. To the members, I say, let us wear the badge of Watto as a mark of distinction and responsibility. To our diaspora, I say, this is the time to connect back, to invest, and to build back. And to our youth, I say, you are the leaders, not just for tomorrow, but now. You are the leaders of today. Step up, take your place, because we are the ones. As we unveil Watto today, let it echo far beyond these walls. Let it be heard in the markets of Aba, in the boardrooms of Lagos, the skyscrapers of New York, in the trade zones of Dubai, and in the innovation hubs of Nairobi. Let the world know that from the southeastern Nigeria has risen a movement that will not be ignored. We are the ones to build. We are the ones to lead. We are the ones to drive growth. We are the ones to make a difference. We are the ones to shape the future. We are the one. And because I think it's so critical that we have a kind of manifesto, I have designed an anthem for Watto. An anthem that we will be converting into a song. We have the music later, but the lyrics go as follows. That is official anthem of Watto. We are the ones. Verse 1. We are the ones with hearts aflame, builders of hope in work and name. Through sweat and thought, we rise and soar to blaze new trails unknown before. With hands of strength and minds that dream, we shape the world, we light the gleam. By faith we stand, by grace we run. Watto, our rise has just begun. The chorus, we are the ones, we dare, we do. Faithful and strong, our hearts are true. By toil and grace, we claim the sun. Watto, forever, we are the ones. Watto, forever, we are the ones. Then the last stanza of verse. Through storms we press, through nights we strive. Innovation keeps us alive. Resilient souls, in God we trust. Our cause is pure, our aim is just. From toil to triumph, hand in hand, we lift our hearts to bless the land. With grace divine and duty done, Watto, forever, we are the ones. Final chorus. We are the ones, we shine, we soar. Driven by faith, we'll win once more. In work, in hope, our hearts are one. Watto, forever, our race is run. Watto, forever, we are the ones. May God bless you all in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together for him.
Please, we have a representative.
All right, please, sound people, can we take the national anthem? Thank you very much. You may please take your seats. We especially appreciate the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chudebere Onya, who is representing today His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Barrister Peter Ndubisi Mba. You're welcome, sir. Please, let's put our hands together for him. We'll now go ahead to have the induction proper.
Your Excellency, I have the privilege of inviting to the podium here members of the Board of Trustees of WATO. Members of the Board of Trustees of WATO. Dr. Ugochukwu Obiora Chime. Professor Edith Ogbonnaya Nwosu. Chief Samuel Maduka Onyishi. Professor Joy Ngozi Ezilo San. Sir Robert Amato. Dr. Ifeanyi Okoye. And my humble self, Chinedu Nebo. So, this is WATO. We are the ones being unveiled on this very special day, the 7th of October 2025, in the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidi Oya. May God bless you all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, I think he deserves another round of applause. Thank you very much. Once again, welcome to the Amadeo Business Summit 4.0. The program is progressing gradually and we'll be getting to the crescendo. This is day one of this 4-day event. We'd like to welcome each and every one of you. We'd like to inform you there's a slight twist in the program. We will be inducting the Amadeo Fellows right now. We'll be inducting the Amadeo Fellows. And I'd like to call Dr. Ugochukwu Chime to please come forward. We're going to announce the very first inductee who happens to be seated right now. The very first inductee, and ladies and gentlemen, for the induction of the Amadeo Fellows, if you have the program, you would follow through. We have the induction on one of our pages here on, just after the 2024 design, the induction of Amadeo Fellows, we're going to invite Dr. Ugochukwu Chime to.
We were going to the first inductee. We're having 3 of them today. The first inductee is Dr. Ike Shioke. Please. Wait. For many of you, I think they're supposed to play the video, but for want of time, we'll need to cut it out. You will see his bio. If you don't know him, go and Google AfroInvest, Google the youngest man on the 6th floor as of today, and you see him. Yeah? On behalf of the board of Barnabas Hope Foundation, organizers of Amadeo Business Summit, I have the privilege of you are being admitted today into the Amadeo Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Governor Peter Mba, ably represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidebere Onya, distinguished members of the board, advisory board of Amadeo Business Summit, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen here present. I'm deeply honored at this induction, being admitted as a fellow of Amadeo Business Summit. It's a real honor and privilege to be recognized by your own people. I'm from Enugu State, and only yesterday opened the AfroInvest Enugu office. AfroInvest has been, thank you. AfroInvest has been operating in the Nigerian capital markets for 30 years, and I've been chief executive for at least 20 of those years. So now that I've managed to bring it back home, it seems coincidental.
Latest inductee of the Amadeo Hall of Fame. If you want to follow through with other inductees, those who have also received this prestigious honor, please go to page 29. You will see previous inductees into this wonderful group of people who have achieved great things in their various endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite to present the next inductee into the Amadeo Hall of Fame, the chairman and CEO of Roban Group, Sir Rob Anwatu, to please come forward to present the latest inductee into the Amadeo Hall of Fame. As he comes forward, with a resounding round of applause, please welcome the latest inductee, Dr. Femi Adewale, to receive his induction into the Amadeo Business Group. Please put your hands together for him as he comes forward. Keep clapping till he gets here. Keep clapping till he gets here. Enugu celebrates as he comes forward. You're welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Ndubisi Peter Mba, ably represented by the Secretary to the Government, Professor Chidebere Onya, the convener, and please permit me to stand on the already existing protocol. It is an honor to admit Dr. Femi Adewale to the Hall of Fame of Amadeo, to Amadeo Hall of Fame, which I'm a member. So as an old member, I'm honored and I'm happy to be admitting you this morning or this afternoon to this wonderful Hall of Fame. And like I told somebody down there that this is more work. When you are giving recognition, it means you're expected to do more work. Because we are being recognized because of what we have done. And that means you have to continue doing that. Because they saw something in you to call you to be a member. So on behalf of the Amadeo board and every other person present here, it is my honor to present this to you and to welcome you to the Amadeo Hall of Fame.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. What can I say? His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, ably represented, the convener and the board of Amadeus, thank you very much for this honor. Totally unexpected. I regard this, as you have said, sir, as a call to duty, and I want to commit myself to working with all of the other fellows to ensure that the most significant part of our society, our young people, who constitute over 70% of our population, that we do all we can to hand over the baton to them, to develop them, to support them. As part of the fellows, I commit myself to that duty. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations. One more time, a round of applause for the latest inductee into the Amadeo Hall of Fame. Congratulations, sir. Last but not the least, joining this prestigious group, the Amadeo Hall of Fame, is the CEO of OIDA Group, which includes the Enugu Industrial Park Free Zone, OIDA Energy Limited, and Zenoil. Ladies and gentlemen, the latest inductee, Dr. Emeka Ene, is to be presented and inducted into the Hall of Fame by no other than the representative of the governor of Enugu State, the secretary to the state government. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Professor Chidebere Onya as he comes to present the induction of Dr. Emeka Ene into the Hall of Fame. Another round of applause, please.
So, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Amadeo Business Summit, I confer you with this fellowship or this Hall of Fame recognition today. So for all the good work you're doing and continue to do, you're recognized today. So we're going to now do this, sorry.
On Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, ably represented by Professor Chidebere Onya. It's indeed under the board of the Amadeo Business Summit and the convener and the Madam. I am deeply honored by this. There's an African proverb that says that a person is not a person unless he raises other people. I want to really thank you for this honor, and I know that it's a challenge to keep doing more and keep giving back to our society. Thank you very much.
One more time, a round of applause for the latest inductee. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to speed up. The next item on the agenda is the keynote address. Whenever we remember or think about the keynote speaker, one of the first things you think about is AfriInvest. The next thing you think about is
Enugu Rangers. This gentleman has marked a niche for himself in the industry of investment financing, investment management, and all whatnot. With a resounding applause, we'll give him to welcome him. But for now, his profile will be read out on the screens to my left and to my right. Please, let's put up the citation of our keynote speaker. Okay, want to take pictures? Okay, all right. So we're going to change the program slightly.
Has significantly impacted Nigeria's
Can we
financial
hold on?
landscape and beyond.
Let's have pictures. Then we have an address by His Excellency. And afterwards, we will be having the keynote. Yes, sir. What you're looking at right now is the convener. We also have former members of the, or should I call them the older class of the Amadeo Hall of Fame, and as well as the newly inducted members of the Amadeo Hall of Fame, with His Excellency the Governor, ably represented by the Secretary to the State Governor. The Secretary to the State Government. Thank you very much. We would like to invite right now His Excellency the Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, ably represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidebere Onya. Please, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for His Excellency.
The former Minister for Power and my former boss, Professor Chinedu Nebo, the Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Dr. Sam Obu-Nwobodo, the Advisory Board of Amadeo Business Summit, led by Reverend Dr. Ugochukwu Chime and his dear wife, the Special Assistant to His Excellency on Revenue Mobilization and Monitoring, Honorable Sandra George, the Special Assistant to His Excellency on Works, Engineer Gugwa Emehelu, the keynote speaker and friend, Dr. Ike Chioke, the CEO of Afri Invest, West Africa, captains of industries here, present inductees, most revered clergy, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Nobody said good morning back to me. I'll go back and start this whole protocol afresh. All right. Thank you so much. I apologize for changing the schedule a bit. Reverend Dr. Ugochime and the organizers know that I'm just rushing in from the airport to do this and rush back to the office for another event with the National Security Advisor's Office. So I'm going to go straight into His Excellency's speech. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen and fellow stakeholders, it is an immense honor and privilege to stand before you today at the Amadeo Business Summit 4.0, a global event designed to address the evolving dynamics of service delivery in today's complex socio-economic landscape. I bring you warm greetings from His Excellency, Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, who has entrusted me with the responsibility of delivering this address on his behalf. The theme of this summit, Thriving in Times Like This, resonates profoundly with the transformative journey we have undertaken in Enugu State under Governor Peter Ndubisimba's visionary leadership. 2.5 years ago, Dr. Peter Ndubisimba assumed office with a clear and audacious mandate to disrupt the status quo and usher in an era of unprecedented growth and development for Enugu State. His administration has redefined governance through innovation, strategic planning, and a relentless focus on the welfare of the people. This disruption, yet deliberate, approach has reimagined public service delivery, laying a firm foundation for sustainable economic prosperity, even amid global economic uncertainties. At the heart of this transformation is one of the bold economic ambitions that was declared as a subnational to grow Enugu's economy from $4.4 billion to $30 billion by the year 2030. This is not an abstract aspiration, but a clear, defined, data-driven roadmap anchored on strategic investments, institutional reform, and deliberate partnership across multiple sectors. The state government is intentionally creating an enabling ecosystem for businesses to thrive, and one that is transparent, technology-driven, and globally competitive. Enugu State, as most of you would have heard, is indeed open for business. Governor Peter Ndubuisimba's administration has focused on three interconnected pillars: a regulatory simplification, infrastructure expansion, and an investment facilitation. As the governor often says, we don't passively wish for investment to happen. We get quite engaged in the process. This philosophy is at the core of Enugu's investor engagement strategy. The state actively directs investment through due diligence, financial modeling, and marketing assessments, ensuring that investors face minimal uncertainties when they come to Enugu State. In certain sectors, the government has gone as far as providing off-taker guarantees, a bold demonstration of partnership and confidence. Now, the question will be, how have we also tried to explore other opportunities like climate finance? We started by asking ourselves, how do we design a framework that will allow us to access climate finance as a subnational? What we did under this government was flip this statement as a question. And in addressing that, we set out a few hypotheses, assumptions that guided our decision. One was, it is vital that we recognize very early on that any subnational actor that is planning to play in the central role in achieving national and global goals must be evidence-based. The second one was, without the active involvement of subnational actors, it is impossible for governments to meet their climate objectives. The third was that this is more true for a federated system such as Nigeria, where subnationals have jurisdiction over agriculture, water, land use, waste management, urban planning, and other critical sectors that can determine resilience and emission trajectory. For us, we believe that if subnationals are fully involved, Nigeria has a chance of meeting its nationally determined contributions by 2060. There are no longer aspirations if subnationals are involved. Now to the question of finance. We need to recognize that finance is a critical enabler of climate actions. All the talk, policy, and planning will come to naught without finance. We understand that investors need one thing, clarity. All the investors in this room will tell you that. They need credibility and they need cash flow. If a state can show clear outcomes, credible institutions, and bankable revenue models which risk allocated to the party best able to manage them, capital will flow. Bankability in Enugu State is a habit and not a headline. We take it very seriously. So beyond infrastructure and policy reforms, this administration's diversification strategy seeks to transform culture into capital. Governor Peter Ndubuisimba has consistently championed the creative economy as a key pillar of Nigeria's blue economy. Enugu is investing heavily in creative industries, digital innovation, tourism, and cultural enterprises. Our readiness to host the National Festival of Arts and Culture, NAFES, in November 2025, supported by significant infrastructure investment, demonstrates our belief that creativity, culture, and commerce can together drive inclusive growth. What are some of the key indicators of progress so far. One, in our infrastructure development space. Over 1,000 kilometers of roads have been constructed in just 20 months, dramatically improving connectivity between urban and rural communities. The ongoing cargo terminal at the Akanu Ibiam International Airport and the establishment of the African Quality Assurance Center are positioning Enugu State as a regional logistic and an export hub. The second thing that we're also looking at is diversification. In agriculture, over 300 hectares of land have been prepared for integrated agricultural investment, spanning production, processing, and value addition. We're also looking at tourism. Enugu aims to attract at least 2 million annual visitors through landmark projects, such as the state-led 300-bed 5-star hotel, which has already drawn significant private investment in Enugu. We also all have experienced the Enugu Air project that will also support bringing in this tourists to Enugu and also departing. We're also looking at healthcare. We are constructing our first international hospital based on rigorous market and financial modeling. This will open the new frontier for healthcare investment to reverse the medical tourism that ab initio was a big source of capital flowing out of Nigeria. Another key thing that we're focusing in Enugu, knowing that sustainability is a critical aspect, we have to build strong institutions and build strong human capital and security. This administration recognizes that no economy can thrive without a skilled and secured population. Hence, massive investments are being made in education. Most of you know about the 260 smart green schools. In healthcare, the 260 primary healthcare facilities. In security infrastructure, the amount of money we have put in our command and control, where we have CCTVs and fiber optics spread all over the city to be able to reduce in Enugu State. These are investments that we have put in human capital and security in Enugu. Now, how do we empower businesses